I'm definitely not the first, and I certainly will not be the last. But let's go ahead and unbox the HTC 10. When I saw the pre-orders for this go up a few weeks ago, I could not pass it up, especially after I got a $100 off coupon code to do so, and it just arrived today. Taking a look at the back of the box, you'll see it has the Snapdragon 820 processor, a 5.2-inch Quad HD display, 4 gigs of RAM, a micro SD XC card slot for the max of 2 terabytes of storage, HTC Boom sound, even though it doesn't have 2 front-facing speakers anymore, 5 megapixel front-facing camera with an f1.8 lens and optical image stabilization, 12 megapixel rear-facing camera with f1.8, HTC Ultra Pixel 2, not just megapixels, and again optical image stabilization, Qualcomm Quick Charge 3, Wi-Fi AC, 4G LTE, NFC, fingerprint reader, USB Type-C, just all kinds of fun stuff there. Let's look at the phone. Now, I'm missing something. There's no pull tab. There's the phone, but in the box you're also going to get a nifty little HTC branded SIM removal tool, all sorts of paperwork and documentation, safety and regulatory guides and guarantees and stuff you may never look at, a USB-C to full-size USB cable with an HTC branded wall wart that also mentions Qualcomm Quick Charge 3. Very nice. And finally, I guess we probably ought to take a look at the phone. Here it says world's first OIS front and back with new ultra pixel cameras, up to 2 days of battery life. If I remember right, I think this has a 3000 milliamp hour battery. HTC Boom Sound Hi-Fi Edition, next generation ultra vivid 2K display, fingerprint reader down here on what is not actually a button, power button here on the side. Let's just go ahead and take the plastic off. There we go. Well, that's very, very nice. Very solidly built. So here in the front, you've got your 5.2-inch display, home button that's not actually a button, it is a fingerprint sensor though, front-facing 5 megapixel camera, power button with a little ridge on it, volume rocker, SIM card slot, micro SD card slot here on the other side. Very interesting that they separate them out. Most companies do not do that, and I kind of prefer having them separate. Then here on the back you have the HTC branding with that 12 megapixel camera, as well as dual tone LED flash and what appears to be a laser sensor for laser autofocus. On the bottom you have the USB Type-C port and the speaker. If I remember correctly, you get your bass, your low tones from this speaker, and then the higher tones from this one, so you do still have stereo speakers, they're just kind of awkwardly placed. And then on top is the 3.5mm amplified headphone jack. I'm actually really looking forward to checking that out. But let's go ahead and power it on, see what it looks like, take it for a quick spin. I might do some sample videos from the front and rear facing camera over the next few days if you guys are interested in that. You've got HTC powered by Android. One of the real reasons I wanted to check this phone out, other than just it's a really nice build quality, is that it's very, very close to stock Android. They've got a little bit of a skin on it, but it's nowhere near what HTC used to put on their devices. And there you go, there's the welcome screen. It says we have 66% battery remaining. Let's just go ahead and go through this real quick. Now I do see a tools down here I'm not familiar with. So we'll tap on that. And that mentions doing network connection tests, network settings, diagnostic tools, and accessibility settings. Bunch of diagnostic tests in here, wow. And accessibility features. These are just the traditional Android accessibility features. So let's go ahead and get started. Setting up our Wi-Fi connection. Do we want to use mobile data? I don't have a SIM in it, so it doesn't matter. Allow to check the device for security problems? Sure. And I have a feeling this is going to be pretty much standard Android setup stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and skip past this. I will say just initial impressions holding it in the hand. I've got a feeling this is going to be kind of slippery. Now we've gotten to the point where it's asking for a fingerprint, so we're going to go ahead and set that up. It says what other way do you want to unlock it? And we went ahead and set all that up. Let's go ahead and add fingerprints. Start with this thumb. The vibration motor in this is different than any one that I've used in a while. And there's one fingerprint. Go ahead and add the other thumb while we're in here. And fingerprints achieved. And there was something there about Sense Home, sharing your location. Not sure how I feel about all that, but sometimes I guess it's necessary. And there's some sound. And here we are, we're in the device now. Up here at the top it's letting me know that I can transfer or restore my content, and it says it's restoring 3 out of 4 apps. Oh, and it'll let me know there are application updates available. And it's HTC camera that's been updated. Now looking at the home screens again, if you swipe over this way, we've got highlights. So these are all sorts of things from BlinkFeed. You can pull in information from different sources. Never really cared for BlinkFeed personally. Come over to the other side. We got just Facebook and more social media stuff. Inside of the app drawer, there's not a whole lot to be had. Mail, calendar, people, productivity. Tap and hold to add an icon to your home screen. Yes, I know that. Got some media apps in here. Social stuff. Here's your tools folder with Boost Plus, I'm guessing for charging. HTC Help. And other than that, it seems pretty Spartan. There's not a whole lot to it. Now, one definitely interesting thing compared to a lot of the other phones I've used lately is that back and multifunction are swapped. And I kind of prefer that. I got used to it the other way on most devices, but This feels like the back button for me, and it says the app update was completed successfully. And of course there's a bunch of actual app updates. We'll skip that for right now. Going ahead and looking in the settings menu here, you can see it's a little different than most of them that I've seen so far. Of course you have all your wireless and network information up here. You've got HTC Connect, so you can choose where you want to play your media. There's a more section with the data usage, HTC Mini Plus, so if you've got the HTC Mini Plus device you can use that. All your personal options here, get content from another phone. I did go ahead and do that earlier, so you can choose whether you want to do it from an HTC phone, another Android phone, or an iPhone. And if you pick other Android phone, it has you install the HTC transfer tool on that other device. And that did work appropriately. You have display gestures and buttons, which gives you the option of a glove mode, brightness level, color profile, so if you wanted to change the way the colors look. And there's even some motion launch gestures it mentions here at the bottom. So you got double tap to wake up and sleep, swipe up to unlock, swipe left to go to your home screen, swipe right to launch blink feed, and swipe down twice to open the camera. Looking in the storage, we have 32 gigs of total storage. I think I forgot to mention that earlier. I've installed quite a few apps and I've done quite a few sample test pictures and videos. So I've only got 20 gigs of space left right now. And then going ahead and looking at the about, if we look at the software information, you can see software version 6.0.1, and maybe I'm missing something, but I can't seem to get to the actual Easter egg. Maybe there isn't one on this. I was able to enable developer options there, so just tap on the build number a bunch of times. There's your developer options. There's even a high performance mode to maximize CPU performance. I'm curious about that one. Taking a quick look in the camera. It actually said laser autofocus was blocked there for a second. But again, the app seems to be pretty simple, straightforward. Got a little swipe out here on the side to do photo, Zoe camera, panorama, or pro mode. Pro mode I'm a big fan of. Rich manual controls and raw capture. Got it. And your focus. So just varying degrees of what you can actually control there. Not bad. And when you tap on the video icon over here, it switches over to video mode. Then you have to tap the video button. For a person that does a lot of video, that kind of stinks, but what can you do? Ooh, but one interesting thing, at least so far, when you leave the camera app and come back in, whatever you left it on, it appears to come back to. So I left it on video, it came back to video. Let's change it over to pro mode and then leave and come back. We're still in pro mode. Let's kill the app. Clear the app, come back to it, and we're still in pro mode. That is a winning feature in my opinion, if it actually does that consistently, because I would love to be able to stay in video mode. You do have an option over here for quality settings in video mode, full HD, HD, QVGA, MMS, or 4K. It's weird that it goes in that order. And you've got an option for high-res audio if you'd prefer that. Yes, I would. And the field of view kind of changes a little bit depending on which of these selections you make. Now the one thing I'm not seeing on here in terms of the camera is 1080p 60. Not really a big deal, it's just something I would like to see. I mean, it does have 4K, so I can't complain too much about it. But since we're recording this at 1080p 60, recording video from the phone is gonna look a little odd. And here's a quick sample video from the front-facing camera of the HTC 10. And another quick sample video from the rear-facing camera of the HTC 10. And just taking a quick look at those videos here on the phone, they looked really good, they sounded pretty decent. You'll have to let me know what you think about them down below. Of course, like I said, 1080p 60 for this video. These are only 1080p 30, so it may not flow quite right. I'm definitely gonna have to do a separate dedicated video for the camera. But so far, just initial impressions. I like the way it feels in the hand, other than being a little bit slippery. I like the way the camera looks. It's actually decently wide angle, which is really nice. The fingerprint reader, it does work. I just tested it there. Since it's not a button, I kind of worried what was gonna happen, but when you just put your thumb on it there, it works. Try the other thumb. Yeah, it works and it's decently fast. I like the fact that it's not hugely bloated. It doesn't come with a huge amount of apps on it. So I'm gonna start using this as my daily driver moving forward. Let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see about it. I'll definitely be doing some camera samples as I mentioned, but I think that's actually gonna be about all for me for today. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to leave a thumbs up down below if you liked it, subscribe to receive more, and we'll see you again in the next video. Bye guys.